What's up, YouTube, and welcome to Travel Adventures with Eric B. I'm Eric B, and today I thought we'd sum up my trip 2 months ago to Iceland. Hard to believe it's been 2 months already, but it was a fantastic trip, and I truly enjoyed everything about it. I thought this would be a good day to come on and sum up my trip to Iceland. And this will also be the 10th video on my playlist on Iceland. So there are 9 previous videos on my playlist on Iceland. Make sure you go check out all 9 of those videos. Make sure you check out this video and get your popcorn ready, because we're going to go to the land of fire and ice. Let's go. All right. Okay.
5 circles touching the inside of your mucous membrane. On the other side, 5 circles touching the inside of your mucous membrane.
Ooh.
Place that in the other larger bag. Undo the ziplock and place that in the larger bag.
Okay.
40 to 72 hours, okay?
Okay. Thank you. So I get my email about 30 hours later, and I am negative, so I am officially going to Iceland. This trip all started off at the small metropolitan airport in Baton Rouge before heading to DFW, and then headed to London, and then headed to Iceland. So it lasted over a day in total. Of course, that's including time changes. Also, make sure you check out my first experience with the Admirals Club Lounge in that travel day vlog video. You'll definitely appreciate it. Business class experience could definitely spoil you. Definitely wish I could do it more. Enjoyed my cubicle seats, my lay flat seats, that you could say as well. The food was great. It was overall a great experience. My first trip to London Heathrow Airport was sort of interesting too. And British Airways flight didn't have the lay flat seats, but you know, I had a whole row to myself, and I had a meal on the flight, so I'm not going to complain too much about it. Still a good business class experience, I would say. After arriving in Keflavik at Iceland's airport, the first thing I decided to do was to hit up the duty-free store. Because, and it's in my videos on things you should know before coming to Iceland, I was told that, you know, if you're going to buy liquor in Iceland, you need to buy it at duty-free because it's very expensive in Iceland. And I found the prices of the duty-free to be very similar to the ones in the U.S. And I booked airport directly to my hostel in the city center. I recommend that if you're going to take one of these transfers to go to your guest house, Airbnb, hotel, hostel, whatever, I recommend that you book these transfers in advance. You can book them at the airport, but the times vary. They don't go every 15, 30 minutes to an hour, especially if it's not busy. So I had to stay at the airport for a couple hours before I was able to get on the transfer and go into the city center, and I had to book my time coming back. So I highly recommend you do it in advance and not wait till you get to the airport to book it. And these transfers will take you directly to your accommodation, so just make sure you book it and put in all your correct information with your flights, and you'll be just fine. You should pay about $25 to $30 per transfer, which for 2 is $6. So I arrived at my hostel, the Galaxy Pod Hostel, located on Laura, which is about a 15-minute walk from everything in the city center, which Laura is the main street on the city center. So, but one thing I really enjoyed about this place is it is, like I say, it's a pod hostel. So you have a sleeping pod, which is something that I never experienced before. So, you know, you do have your privacy, even though you're in a room with 8 different people. And you also have a nice view of the city from the outside. And there's a grocery store across the street, by the way, which I bought grocery at. And that video is also vlogged in this 10 video series. So you got a cool little area right here. I stick my book sack in it. You can put any valuables in there, and there's also a safe that's within the pod also. So, you know, if you have your documents and everything and you want to keep them safe, because the thing is, your bag, your luggage and everything, you're probably going to put that right out in the open unless you're going to leave it up front and lock it up in a room. So anything that's valuable in the bag, you're going to want to lock it up, and then you can leave the rest, your clothes and things like that, away in the bag in the room. There's quiet time, of course, if you've never stayed at a hostel. You'll see a video coming up in the future on my channel on hostel stay, so keep your ears pinned for that. But yeah, it was a nice hostel. I really enjoyed it. Nice little commons area. Got to talk to and meet a lot of fellow travelers, hang out here. There's a bar right here where you can have a beer and just sit back, relax, and talk. Whipped out my computer and did a little editing also, by the way.
Thank you.
for water fries. And I got grilled salmon coming. I spent most of day 2 getting new clothes and the struggle trying to find new clothes. My last video in this series, you'll see the struggle that I had because the clothes sizes are very small in Iceland and they're very expensive, even with reimbursements. I also picked up some pretty good food on my way back from the mall as well. And that was the 90%, I would say, of day 2, just getting clothes and getting things ready for day 3, because day 3 was going to be the day that I got to see some beautiful waterfalls. Day 3 was quite the day. Spent over 10 hours in a small bus. But the tour itself, which is about $180 for such a long, detailed tour, though, it was worth it in a sense for a first-time traveler, because you got to experience 2 of the most beautiful waterfalls in the world, in Cellulant Falls and Skoga Falls. Now, I will say this, in future trips to Iceland, I would like to rent a car. Hopefully, I go with multiple people and I can spend more time at the waterfalls. I mentioned this in the video because when you go on a bus tour, you only get to spend 20 to 30 minutes there, and it's not enough time to go behind the falls and truly enjoy it. But it's such a beautiful experience. If you want to cram as much as you could cram into a short period of time, I highly recommend this. Unless you have like a week and a half or 2 weeks, and I had 8 days, not really enough time, I kind of recommend the bus tours. But if you can rent a car and you got enough time to cram it all in, definitely rent a car and do this. We also arrived in the town of Vik, which is a cool little town, and we got to see some people riding some horses. We got to see the beautiful black sand beaches out there. It was a really nice experience. I highly recommend that place too if you get a chance to go there. Number 1 recommendation, and probably my favorite thing about all of Iceland, was the beautiful Glacier Lagoon and the Diamond Beach. You can see how beautiful it is from the bus itself. This place is absolutely amazing, and it's so majestic and breathtaking. It's the type of place where, you know, there's no duplicate. I don't know if you can go anywhere else on this planet and find anywhere more beautiful than the Diamond Beach and the Glacier Lagoon. This is another worldly experience. Now, I will say this about it. If you're on a 24-hour, 48-hour layover, this is far, so you may not have time to go out here and see these icebergs, but if you can, definitely go see them. So day 4 is another early up and atom bus tour, this time the Golden Circle tour. You hear about the Golden Circle a lot. If you're going to tour Iceland, there's 3 major places you go to on the Golden Circle tour, starting off with Thingvellir National Park. There's tons of history here. Not a lot of time to go into all of that history, but I'll just say this. It's a historical national park north of Reykjavik, and it's known for being the place where the continental plates separate Europe and North America. And then there's second on the Golden Circle tour, and I have video on the Golden Circle tour as well in the playlist. You will go to Falls, or the Waterfalls of the Gods, one of the 3 most popular waterfalls. You saw the previous 2, Cellulant Falls and Skoga Falls, just moments ago. But this is a waterfall that you have to go see. You know, I mean, if you only got a little time in Iceland, there's 3 waterfalls you got to go see. This is definitely one of them, and the Golden Circle is definitely one of the trips that you have to make, because this right here is just such a breathtaking experience. Just be prepared to do a little hiking if you want the best views to go all the way up. And the last on the Golden Circle tour is the geyser, or Stroker is the main geyser that still goes off these days. But the original geyser, which geyser is named from, doesn't really go off these days. It hasn't gone off in over 20-something years, I do believe. But it's still a sight to see, to come check it out, because it is massive. And I capped off day 4 once I got back to my hostel. Went out that night on Lara Vega Street and had a really good time partying it up in Iceland on a Saturday night. Make sure you check out that vlog and all of the other vlogs, as there's now 10 vlogs in this Iceland series. But, you know, check out my night in Iceland, which was a whole lot of fun. I highly recommend. Reykjavik's a little underrated. Day 5 started off with the bus taking me to the world famous Blue Lagoon, which is just as amazing. I'm going to say even more amazing in person. You want to talk about the thermal mineral water, the relaxation of it is absolutely amazing. You can be in it all day. Of course, I have a video as well in the Iceland playlist of the Blue Lagoon. You'll enjoy that, and I highly recommend you go do the Blue Lagoon for yourself. And after the Blue Lagoon, I had a chance to go to Iceland's one and only food hall and enjoy some fantastic food and ice cream, of course. Day 6 was spent enjoying and admiring some of the beautiful attractions of Reykjavik, including the Holograms Church. The Holograms Church is an amazing church, and one of the coolest things about the Holograms Church is the statue, the iconic statue of Leif Erikson out in the front of the church. And when you go in, you get amazing views of the city of Reykjavik, basically 360 views all the way around from start to finish. So this is definitely something that I highly recommend you go see. Historical Iceland at its very best. And also there's a beautiful sculpture garden outside. You should check this out. It's right outside the building if you enjoy sculptures. And you also have to check the Harper Theater, which isn't too far a walk if you're out there. It is so worth going in. The theater opens every day, and you can go in and you can just check it out and just admire the building. You know, I'd love to go see a show or something here, but you can just walk in and just admire it like I did. Day 7 was a less fun day because it was time to take the PCR test and time to head back to the U.S. in a couple days, or the next day actually. So it took about $40 to take the government-run test that was required to get back into the U.S. And it was about, I picked a location, that was about a 15-minute walk from my hostel, so not bad. Walked there, took the test. In about 20 minutes, I got my results in. I'll have to wait for the results in the email. I'm sure I missed some things in this video, but hey, I recommend Iceland 10 out of 10. Wonderful experience. Everything about it was great. Only thing I would say about it is next time I make the trip, I probably want to go with multiple people, and I probably want to do a rental car a day or two so I can actually spend a little more time at certain sites. And I definitely want to go see more of the hidden attractions. So besides that, I would say Iceland was a 10 out of 10. It was a great travel experience, and you need to go to Iceland. You. And that plain means you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. And that's all, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed this amazing 10-video Iceland series. Expect there to be more Iceland videos and a new series to come sometime in the future. But as always, remember, live today, grow today, tomorrow's never guaranteed. Peace! And please make sure you subscribe, comment, like, share. I love to interact.